Hello everyone, the 316 here with another G.I. Joe Classified Retro Card review. This time I got the Cobra Commander. Retails for about $24.99. I think I got mine off of Amazon. Not sure though. He's starting to show up online and in stores. So if you're looking for this guy, he's coming out. And thankfully these are no longer Walmart exclusive. These are just general retail exclusive, which is a good thing. But let's go ahead and take a look at the box first. So obviously this echoes the classic style of boxes. It's the retro card, of course. It even has the old Hasbro logo rather than the new one. I think the new one's on the back of the box. Just looking at the back of the box. Yeah, I don't see the new Hasbro logo. I only see the old one. And then you see the other two figures that are part of this assortment. And you also have the read up here, of course. I don't think Cobra's, or rather, that Cobra Commander's name was ever, shown besides in the G.I. Joe movies, which I didn't watch yet. I heard mixed things about them, but maybe someday I'll get around to it. I'll probably cut out the read up, but otherwise I am going to ditch the box. But let's go ahead and take a look at this Cobra Commander figure. He comes with quite a few different accessories. So starting off, he has two gloved hands here in black with pretty short like wrist pegs. I believe this figure is complete reuse of the one from the HasLab, which is fine with me because, getting just a standard Cobra Commander figure is good. He comes with a left and a right trigger finger hand, which is currently holding his weapon. He also has a left pointing hand, which is probably what I'm going to pose him with. And lastly, he has this just kind of open hand, like he's like not quite like a choking hand. Choking hand's more like that, whereas this is more like a that type of hand. So he does come with a knife, which isn't a holster. However, with this holster, I have found that it is easy to slide on and off. So if you don't want that knife holster on him, it's very easy to remove. Arguably one of the easiest holsters to remove in the entire line. But there's his knife here. It's a knife. More like a dagger, I'd say, but that's not a knife. Last two things he comes with is his gun and gun holster, which is actually on his back. I'm trying to fix that. So this just pegs in like a standard holster. This is this is a harder rubber piece rather than being plastic. That way it can more snugly hold this little blaster piece in it. And you can tell it's held in there by there's a little groove on the inside, and that slides into that little section there. The gun itself reminds me of the sticky detonator from Halo. It's got like a red cross on it. Not sure what that is. Nice little gun though. Kind of looks like a. I wish it had like an effect piece hole, but that beats me. And actually, the last accessory is the stand here, which has the Cobra logo proper on it. Now he can stand on his own, but I have had issues. And look, there goes his holster again. It does not want to stay on there. All right. But I think the main draw to this figure, and the thing that most people are going to notice, is that beautiful chrome face plate. Just look at that. You can kind of see my face in the chrome there. Not really, though. But yeah, just beautiful chrome, and it'll reflect anything that you put in front of it. Just really well done. More of this, please. Most of the other Cobra figures, they just had painted silver. This is actually like what I think it's called, like vac metal, something like that. Anyway, it's very hard to see the Cobra logo on his chest here. It does have individual like spots, but again, it's very hard to see. It all kind of blends together, even in person. It's just very hard to see those separate lines in there. It's easier to see on the left than the right. The right's printed just a little too low and almost mixes with the shape of the actual snake. I do wish this was a brighter red just so that it was more visible, more readable. Paint-wise on this figure is pretty good. He's got silver on pretty much all the buckles, even the ones up here on his coat, which surprised me. And then he's got his spats here, which are also painted, I think on both sides as well. Nope, just the one side, which is fine. On the back, this is all painted too. Just overall, really excellent job on the paint. And some people actually had issue with their white stripe on his helmet. Mine is, as far as I can tell, perfectly centered. I don't see any issue with it. It might be off-centered, but it's close enough to the center that it's barely noticeable if it even is there. Yeah, really nice looking figure. I do have one defect on mine. If you look at the shoulder joints here, you can see that this one is nice and flush, whereas this one kind of dips down a bit. It does get in the way of articulation, but it's very slight and you can't really tell. And you know, his butterfly joint works pretty much how you'd expect it to with that defect present. If anything, it might actually get a little bit more forward. But yeah, he can do a T-pose. He's got a swivel up here. Of course, the shoulder can swivel. And then I showed that he's got the double joints in the elbow there. And what did surprise me is, I wish the Power Rangers figures did this, but he actually has a wrist, or rather a bracer swivel and a wrist swivel. So plenty of swivels in his arms, that's for sure. His upper torso here, it does have the hinge. It can go forward that far, and without the back piece on, or with the back piece on, that far. Not too far, wish it was a little bit more, but what we got's not too bad. He also has a ball joint at the waist, so he does have a little bit of side to side, but the mold from his upper belt gets in the way of the lower belt, so he can't really utilize it on that side. And of course he can spin there, and he's got, let's see, he can crunch, minimal crunch, but you know, the crunch joint's at the top, so I don't particularly mind that this one is a little bit limited. Just having it there is nice enough anyway. I don't think he has, oh, he does have drop down legs. Huh, yeah, he has drop down legs. And speaking of drop down, this just will not stay on. He's got a swivel up here. Mine's a little tight. And then let's see, can he kick his own ass? Kick his own ass. He actually kicks just above his ass. Like, he can do it, but like he kicks more so his middle back than his ass. So I mean, he can kind of do it. You also have a swivel at the leg, or rather the shoe here, since there's no boot to hide it. And he does have the hinge here and the pivot, if it can. There we go. So pretty good articulation for the Cobra Commander here. And I am going to go ahead and swap out his one hand for the size comparison section. I didn't bring down all of my Joes or all of my Cobras. Actually, I didn't bring down any Cobras, save for one. But there you go, Cobra Commander standing at almost 6.5 inches tall. He's just shy of 6.5 inches tall. But the only Cobra I brought down was, I almost called him Snake Eyes. I almost called him Snake Eyes. Storm Shadow. And yeah, they look great together. I got no complaints here. I like how they both have the Cobra logo on their left side torso there. I like how these two look together. And then we got our other retro cards that I have. These ones formerly Walmart exclusive. We got Lady J, and we got, dang it, I forgot his name. I really like this guy, but what's his name? Crap. I'm looking at him and the name just disappeared. Ugh. Man, what's his name? Anyway, we got that guy who I did a review on. That annoys me. Why can't I remember his name? Anyway, the only other figure I brought down here was Tiger Force Roadblock. Just yeah, so there's all them together, and I'll go ahead and get them out of the way so you can see how he looks next to some other figures. And since we're sticking with G.I. Joe, of course, we're going to stick with Tiger Force Outback here. We got our Marvel Legends Scarlet Spidey, our Star Wars Black Series Retrocard Boba Fett, the Dino Thunder Black Ranger. Moving into our 7-inch scale stuff with our wrestlers, we got the AEW Unrivaled Samoa Joe, the Mattel WWE Elite 100 John Cena, the Halo Jazzwares Spartan Yoroi, the McFarlane DC Multiverse Gold Label Arkham City Batman, and lastly, Atrocitus. Really like this Cobra Commander figure. This is the Cobra Commander figure I've been waiting for. The other releases were nice, but this is exactly what I think of when I think of Cobra Commander, and I wanted to put it on my shelf, and I absolutely think it's worth it. I don't see any point in army building this one, but that's fine. Maybe you want to buy 2 of them, make a Mickey Mouse one since you didn't get the HasLab. Oh, I did forget to mention the articulation in the head here. It's on a double ball joint, so he can look down a decent amount. Can't really look up too much just because of the helmet, and he's got great pivot from side to side. You know, if he's going on a long rant like, "Oh, the Joes are so bad," you get the idea though. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see me review any other G.I. Joe figures. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit the bell. It all helps out the channel. And as always, peace.